Welcome to this Good Luck Applicant presentation brought to you by honcast.com. I kind of switched that, but it's okay. My name is Sunsfan. Joining me is Xenoside and Reeves. This is episode 52.
Two. And it sounded like you still had something in your mouth, to be honest, after that hackery.
I'm
I
getting
think
over
you're
a
really
cold.
working your tongue around something in there. And it was not a penis, unfortunately.
Oh.
Ah, good to be back and doing another episode. It's been a little while. You know, I thought after a very long hiatus, going into episode 51, it might become a little bit more frequent of a thing, but guess not.
Guess not.
We can throw these out every once in a while. You know, they'll be like a special treat for people, and since it is getting close to Christmas time, it's kind of like a Christmas present. You know?
Yeah, and for all those people that were waiting for us to unveil our amazing Christmas surprise, it fell through. So you just get me.
Wait, you had a Christmas surprise?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
today?
Typical Santa Claus
Yeah.
behavior.
So I guess we can probably, I'm not going to give the entire, well, most people know by now, but we did have a special guest lined up for tonight, but unfortunately he's sleeping, and that should be the biggest hint of all, actually. So he's going to come on, I think, for perhaps, well, he's going to go away for a while, but he will be back, and he will join us again soon. So, or not again, but at some point in the future. So he fails at life, basically, but that's okay because Reeves will have to make up for his competitive insight. Is that right, Reeves?
Get on my
And
level,
dancing.
home!
I
Yeah.
hope there will be dancing.
Yeah. So what is this? Did you look this up? I just randomly found this
I
thing.
did not look this up, but this
Typical.
is the Gosu team going up against MSI with a little bit of a change-up, obviously, as MSI dropped one cuddly person from their lineup and now are probably going to pick up Hani. So, there's the matchup. I thought maybe this would be for the Gosu tournament, or $500 tournament that's going on right now, since it did happen today, but I really just don't know. And, you know, I didn't put in the time and effort to look it up. So, here we are.
Pretty typical. What do you guys think about Hani perhaps replacing Trixie? Well, when I say replace, I mean obviously Trixie left for Dota 2, so they had to pick up somebody. Do you think Hani was the best solution?
Is he playing for anyone in Dota 2? Does MSI have their own Dota 2 team?
No, he joined Mouse Sports
Ah.
with a bunch of other people,
Ah.
which is kind of interesting because he just must enjoy playing, Dota, because I feel like in their position, MSI's position, being number one 3 times in a row, DreamHack, you'd think that they get more out of it. There's more guaranteed success in Han, at least at this point. But I mean, most people, I shouldn't say most people, but a lot of these competitive players originated from Dota, so it's not too surprising to see them, go to it at some point. But remains to be seen how this actually is going to affect MSI in the long run.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to tell you it's not a loss losing Trixie, but, I mean, at least they replaced him with someone like Hani, But we'll see. One of the biggest things about MSI and the reason people think they succeed so often, we're not going to talk about NASL because that was a bad day. It was a bad day for them, but was because they're so tight and they play together for so long and they haven't gone through all these team shifts that most of the Han teams seem to go through every other day. So we'll see how this affects them.
Zeno, I hear you love Hani.
You heard that from who? Because I thought I was trying to keep that secret for just a little while longer, so I didn't crush Snoopy's heart. We were kind of a thing for a little while, but yeah,
He is
I think
attractive.
He's a very solid player, and in that regard, I mean, I think he's a fine pickup. And I don't feel like he's a player that will really let down MSI. He's not really someone I would look to win games for them, but I don't think they really need help with that.
Well, I think
Really, as it is,
so this is the one thing about Hani. First of all, reason I met him at NASL, and he's a very attractive person, so that's a +1 right there.
Meh.
But aside from that, he's what people have told me as well, and they agree with me. I wouldn't say he's not a Trixie where he just dominates a game, but he's very consistent in what
So
he
you're
does.
saying exactly what I just said.
Yes, I'm just saying it in a better way than you, because nobody listens to you, including myself. So that's all it comes down to. But let's go to the bands that we got so far. We got Magebane, Zafir, Plague Rider, Parasite, Ophelia, Monarch, Tempest, and Pebbles. I would say let's just go to the bands. What do you guys think of him? But who cares? Nobody cares about. Reeves. I guess some people would be interested to see what you think.
Well, it's like we I was just reading the little spectator thing from Sender and how he thinks they got baited into the Ophelia ban, but I didn't even see who actually banned. Okay, it was them, so I don't know. Nothing really stands out. Monarch's still completely broken, in my opinion, so of course banned. Tempest is normal. All the bans are kind of normal this game. There's none that really stand out.
And thus far for MSI, they're going to pick up Torture, Midas, Valkyrie, Gauntlet, and one yet-to-be-named person who I highly doubt is Devour, but that would be awesome to see. And we didn't even talk about this other team they're playing. Team It's Gosu Esports.
It's Gosu.
Team It's Gosu Esports.
Because that's a good name. You can put that on a t-shirt.
Actually, it's funny that Nymphora has not been picked up yet. It's just funny to see how the fluctuations of first-tier picks turn into first-tier bans and then turn into third-tier picks. It's really random. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, not much has really changed with Nymphora as of recent, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but they're going to go with Glacius, Jerezai, and Magnus so far. So Jerezai being picked up pretty early, and I mean, Electrician's still on the board, so of course there's no Trixie on MSI to play that, that Electrician, so we'll see if they end up doing that.
Well, and I feel like the Nymphora we may not be seeing picked up because they've been running her a lot with the heroes like Pebbles or Parasite when he's not jungling, and just so they can immediately take over the map. And since Pebbles is banned, there's better picks, and they already have some heal on that side. They've got Midas on MSI. I don't think we'll see her.
That's your prediction?
Yes.
Did you look at the... This is a replay, by the way, for people that don't know, because we couldn't find anything good.
No, I did not actually look. I don't cheat. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past you, Reeves.
I wouldn't either, but I didn't today.
Yeah, that's good. So they finished out with Pyro and Crackety McCracken. So pretty strong lineup overall. And I'm interested to see what MSI ends up doing. I still think that Electrician would benefit them in... Okay, they're going to go with Legionnaire. So Legionnaire, one of those picks that we've been seeing a lot lately, actually, for specific teams. Most notably TDM, Trofimdor just wrecking face. Sebuska back in the day, of course. But it looks like Hani's going to be the one playing that, so that should be interesting to see how he does. Obviously, that is a hero. I don't know. The best way to explain him is if he's not good early, he's going to suck balls. Essentially, he's a snowball hero. Kind of like, I mean, at least Pebbles has a stun of sorts that scales pretty well in the late game. But Legionnaire is just one of those heroes you have to take off early. I feel like, or he's just going to be completely worthless. But
and I feel like when he first leapt on to the competitive scene, it was a lot of him in the woods trying to get his PK as quickly as possible, and now it's more like trying to gank as quickly as possible. Like, doesn't matter what items he has, you have to get him into the lanes.
Well, we've
Almost
seen
roaming.
Legionnaire and some other cheesy MSI strategies that have pretty much failed for them every time. I think they might have actually pulled off one win that I can remember with Legionnaire, so we'll see how that actually works out for them. I'm not a huge fan of that hero in any aspect of Han, but hey, you know, we can always see different things that people try and copy and then ruin perfectly good pub games for me. Thank you very much, MSI.
what do you think about the new Valkyrie alt avatar, since this is obviously the most important thing to discuss right now?
I love it. I mean, I picked it up pretty much immediately because I think it's way better than the freaking gold one they released that she rides around the raccoon or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome. A lot of people complain that it's a little bit similar to the Archer chick in LOL, but I never played that game, so for me, it's awesome.
At some point, you're going to have some overlap there, so not a big deal. But it looks like right now, Crackety McCracken, and actually it's funny, I have not cast Han since NASL, I don't think. Is this true? Does that sound about right?
We haven't played it well since NASL either.
Well, I just say that because I had such trouble casting NASL because I couldn't call the action. So I just to talk about, you know, general things like, oh, Valkyrie, such a good hero.
There were multiple reasons for that, though.
Yeah, and I had to take a leak horribly. Like, it's not even funny. So I'm going to explain the situation. After game 1 that I cast at the NASL, I had to take a leak pretty bad, but I was like, you know, I'll just wait because I don't want to unhook all my crap and, you know, go back and take a leak and all that good stuff. So I held it in, and during game 2, I was dying. Like, seriously dying. So after game 2, I finally went to take a leak, and I got to a point where, you can probably explain this better than me, Reeves. I could not get the urine out of my system. Like, I would pee for maybe 3 seconds, and it would just stop. And I could feel it all built up inside, and I just couldn't get rid of it.
Got some urine backwash going on there.
Yeah, so I went to cast game 3, which I was like cursing the gods that it actually got to game 3, since I thought MSI would actually 2-0 TDM, to be perfectly honest. But regardless, I cast game 3 and it had the same situation where I could not, like I said, I would not cast fights because it physically hurt me to cast. It hurt so bad. I've never been in that much pain as far as urinary issues before. After game 3, I sprint. Actually, you saw me, Reeves. I was just freaking hobbling as like a hunchback. I was crunched over.
Would be the word I would choose. Yes.
To the freaking bathroom to take a leak. And as we're gonna have action here, actually Valkyrie taking a lot of damage, using leap in the wrong direction. Gonna use the health pot. Not gonna really help that much.
Is this me on Valkyrie?
Yeah. So Glacia's gonna get the first blood there. But to continue my amazing story, went to take a leak after game 3, hobbled over to the bathroom, and I still could not pee. I was shocked. I was like, do I have cancer? Like, what's going on? And you explained to me. Well, go ahead and explain to me.
No, I don't really know. I mean, the only thing I
No,
can think of is that you had
yeah.
so much built up inside of you that you basically stretched out your muscles. So then when you actually went to pee, it couldn't squeeze everything out of you.
Right. So basically what happened after that, I waited about 15 to 20 minutes for it to become not so enlarged, or whatever word you want to use, I guess. And I took a leak just fine. And I was perfectly fine the rest of the day, which was unfortunate because we didn't do anything the rest of the day.
What this sounds like to me, it sounds like prostate cancer.
That's actually what Reeves said. I should get my prostate checked.
I did mention that you might want to have that checked out, because that would be the other thing. Difficulty urinating is often a sign of an enlarged prostate.
Well, but that's
Start
only...
taking some soft... Oh god, I can't remember that stupid...
Now, I mean,
people.
you said the inability to urinate or having trouble. I only have that when I really have to go, like when I hold it in for like hours. Like when I'm at a movie theater and I drink an enormous thing like an hour before, and I hold it in the whole time because I refuse to leave the theater to go take a leak. And I have troubles. So I don't know.
But
you know what it is? You basically... I mean, this isn't even a surprise for us, right? It's just you becoming like a 50-year-old man before your time.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just have a lot of issues down there one way or another.
I've always thought of you that way anyways, so...
I take that as a compliment. Oh, what am I? What am I? Oh, by the way, for people that don't understand, this is an official episode, so we're not going to really take it seriously. So, in case you're just wondering, that's probably the best way to put it.
This is fun Han times with Reeves. This isn't necessarily,
pretty much.
pro casting. So if you're looking for that, GTFO.
Where's your competitive insight, Reeves? I'm
And
really disappointed.
we haven't talked at all about NASL, I think, in a cast yet. So we'll probably be talking a lot about that, since we did get to spend a lot of time with the teams, namely in this game, Hani and the MSI guys.
Yeah, and I was actually shocked to see that No-Tail and Nova knew who we were. And
Not only
most
that,
especially
but I
No-Tail.
spent a good amount of smoking breaks outside with No-Tail and Nova, and they are very fun to talk to about the game, because especially Nova, who's very, very into it. Like, his image and stuff that you see, the sunglasses, the long hair, the crazy outfit, he acts like that completely, so it's great to talk to him.
Speaking of anuses, Midas is going to get harassed at the top lane. Most likely will get killed here. Oh! Oh, he kills Pyro beforehand, so 1-for-1 trade, gets the experience in the meantime, so good job by him. Midas, a very powerful hero, which I'm a little bit surprised we haven't been seeing banned lately, considering he's literally in every game we see, or cast, as poor Fresh Bro is still level 1 at bottom lane. That's just disgusting. That's unfortunate for him.
Well, yeah, and Midas, I've fallen in love with Midas in like the past month, just because I hadn't touched him, because I tend to be afraid to play heroes with you guys that I haven't touched before, because there's yelling. But Midas is actually very easy to play. He comes with a heal. He does a ton of nuke damage. On top of all that, he has a weird little stun in his transmutability. So he pretty much fits into any lineup.
Speaking of anuses, Valkyrie dies.
Again.
I'm just going to use that transition over and over. Kind of like it. Actually, we haven't cast since 2.5 came out. What do you guys think about the changes to 2.5?
I am in love with them.
As we're going to have a stun on Midas at top lane by Magnus. Pyro only level 2 at this point, but if you can get a combo, can do a decent amount of damage, obviously. Nice fake out there by Midas. Going to end up stunning Pyromancer, and most likely will get the kill, actually. So Pyro overextending a little bit there. Not sure exactly what the strategy was. I don't think she got any spells off, if I'm not mistaken. So that was interesting to see. I mean, the interesting thing to see is that Midas is the one Magnus is the one soloing against a Midas. And Pyro is kind of just like the roaming hero here. It's kind of weird.
I don't think she's so much roaming as much as she keeps going into the woods to fuck with
roam?
Lego a little bit.
How is she getting there? She's roaming to the forest.
She's like walking a little bit outside of the lane just to check on Lego.
Poor Fresh Bro. Still
I
level
wish I
1,
could do,
has
like,
a TP.
hero map of every time we play in a lane where we're going against a solo and then a jungler, and just kind of like path out how many times we actually go into the jungle. Because I feel like if we took like an aggregate of every single game we played, we probably did that like a total of maybe what, 2 times?
I don't know what aggregate means, but yeah.
Total?
Sure. Anyways, the point being that we tend to not harass people in the jungle very often, especially against the Legionnaire, where you can catch him off guard where he doesn't have very much health as he's trying to, do like triple stacks of hard creeps and stuff like that. It's always good at least
Illusions at top, Zeno, watch out!
Oh, excellent call, Shannon. Is actually, yeah,
What?
there are some illusions at top. Doing a lot of damage there to Magnus. It's very, very exciting, and I'm glad you pointed that out.
I appreciate
like,
that.
It's like NASL.
I was like, oh, something exciting. I'm missing it. Where?
How does it feel not being the camera,
It's a
Zeno?
real dream.
Man, so many
Yeah,
things have
that's
changed
really
since the last time we cast. I have a new
I'm so happy
computer.
you have to deal with like every freaking little annoying issue that comes along with recording and uploading and being the cameraman once again, which I know is actually a great source of pride for you, not missing kills and all that. So that's always
It's
take
not
that back, you know.
difficult for me. The uploading process, the encoding process is not that big of a deal as long as it doesn't take very long. As Jared's eyes can take a little bit of harassment. Puts on the protective charm though, and is going to be fine here. So, yeah, I have no problem doing that. As Valkyrie is still level 2. Oh, I missed a kill! No! I was just no.
Yeah, I mean, I would have caught that if I was.
Nah, did you catch it right now? When you have no responsibility? What?
Are we gonna see a missed kill? Yes, we are.
Oh my god, that reminds me. I need to make my announcer pack. Completely forgot about that. That will be at the top of my list to do.
But yeah, back to the 2.5 thing that you asked me about, and then just ignored my response and went on to something else.
Of course.
Speaking
of that,
I think the creeps are my favorite part of it. Like a lot of people were complaining with how big and clunky they are, but it makes it way easier to click on them. So
They're pretty bad.
my last hitting ability on them is just
Oh,
so much
Kraken.
better.
You silly guy. Anyways, looks like this tower at bottom is going to go down to great deny from Freshfo there. I thought that Kraken might be in a little bit more trouble, but it looks like they're going to pick up the kill.
Boom!
Oh no.
On to Valkyrie. I mean, that's probably a good trade, honestly, with the way that Freshfo's game's been going. He has nothing this
Yeah,
game.
the bottom lane's been rough on him. And then
Yeah, but Pyromancer got picked up at top.
1 second.
So
Oh
a
no!
little bit of back and forth there, but a missed. I don't know what that's called. Taunt call, whatever the heck it is, from
Huh.
Legionnaire. Does not manage to grab Magnus. So we'll see
He's
if
in
they
trouble.
can maybe manage to do a little bit more damage here. There's a stun coming in from Torture. Great stun by Magnus, actually, to basically hit all 3 of them and
Ooh, wow.
maybe get away. He actually runs back up onto the Legion side and will escape safe and sound. So that was a good job by... The heck is that guy's name? Bassett's?
bad positioning.
There we
yes,
go.
Bassett's.
Making sure he stunned everyone and then getting away safely.
I just want to throw it out there that today's episode is actually, I'm sorry I didn't bring this up at the beginning. The sponsor's going to be really unhappy with me as Jared's is taking a lot of damage. He's going to heal up, do a lot of damage to Gauntlet, but is on the run at this point. As you see Gauntlet popping the regeneration rune, Jared's will be fine. But we are sponsored today. This episode 52 is officially sponsored by Cherry Dr. Pepper, stepping up to the plate.
How's that lasting for you?
Cherry
I-
Dr. Pepper's
curious.
disgusting.
Oh, speaking of disgusting, Jared's taking a lot of damage. He's going to try to run. He's absolutely no mana. There's a Gauntlet to get the kill.
Up.
And he's going to TP away. Meanwhile, at bottom lane, we have Valkyrie taking more damage, more harassment. She's only level 3 at this point. But yeah, I've had one last night, and it was actually delicious. But in the past, not to bash our sponsors, but we tell the truth here at GLHF Casting. But I get sick of it after a while. So
Yeah.
I will let you know when I'm halfway through the 12 pack.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
excited
hey.
to hear that.
Top.
I'm a big fan.
Top.
As they have action at top. Yeah.
Pyromancer's gonna go down
Oh!
again to the lane.
Oh!
Midas. Magnus wants some though. Is he gonna get his ult off? It's not gonna do anything.
Keep casting, Reeves.
No.
Do it.
He's gonna chase Midas down, but Midas is gonna
Stun.
get
Oh, huge play
behind.
from Midas.
Oh.
Oh, you are behind me,
I'm
Reeves.
so far behind, evidently, because I just saw that and it was beautiful.
That was
But,
disgustingly
hey, that just
good.
means my prediction was absolutely right.
Lucky.
So said he's gonna get a stun up, but Midas will have an avoid up soon too, and I didn't know he'd use it so professionally.
So just to give you an idea of what
This
time
is
we're at,
MSI we're
Reeves.
talking about.
And actually,
Yeah,
I'm
why don't we do
interested. Now that I have a new computer, I'm interested to see where Zeno's at. I'm at 1034, 35,
35,
36.
36.
Wow, look at that!
37.
Look at that pro.
I
God,
gotta
it's
put
like
myself
we're twins. How
10
exciting.
seconds ahead now, and that means that.
So
We'll give it another
balance
2
out.
minutes and then you'll be behind again.
Yeah, exactly.
now I got basically the same computer that Zeno did for the most part, and I was not aware that it doesn't come with
Fires
hyper-threading.
remorse.
I was not aware of this, and I'm
Alright.
really disappointed in myself
Basically-
because I call myself a tech. Like, how do I not know it doesn't have
I've
hyper-threading?
spent the last like 3 days trying to get his stream to look as smooth as, say, streams such as Moon Meanders, and he has not been able to pull it off. And he blames it solely on his lack of hyper-threading, which
Yes.
very well could be true for all I know. But he's been very upset about
Jersey,
this.
I'm gonna be in a ton of
and,
trouble here. I don't know how far ahead I am, but bad things. are
Call
gonna
it.
happen.
Call it, Reeves.
Chasing
Oh!
down. I can't see
Oh, God!
But she says get hooked by Gauntlet.
Oh,
He's gonna
foreshadowing,
go
foreshadowing, foreshadowing, foreshadowing. Oh, there it is! He's gonna get hit by Gauntlet. He's gonna take a lot of damage. The Chamber actually gonna get the kill. That's 2 kills for the Hellborn team. Magmus is gonna come in. There's the taunt coming in from Legionnaire. Actually, the Kraken ult coming out as well. Magmus does get a kill, but will be caught in that Kraken ult for now. More damage coming out here. Gauntlet's gonna be in a lot of trouble. He's gonna take a lot of damage from Pyromancer. Pyromancer has no mana. Huge stop from Magmus gonna get the kill. And here's additional damage coming out. The team fight is still going on somehow. Valkyrie only level 5 at this point. I keep saying only because he was level 1 for the first 10 minutes of the game, but looks like the fight will break up. And that's
Do you
the
see
end of
this
the
kind
fight.
of action in Dota, Trixie? No.
Actually, you should watch my Dota 2 cast because there
No.
was this much action. I couldn't keep up
No.
with it.
I'm not gonna watch you cheat on Zeno. I'm not okay with that.
No, we have a very open relationship.
Obviously.
It's kind of like if me and Zeno cast Dota 2, it's like 2 clueless monkeys. Like, we're just BSing the whole time, you know? Like, it's just not good for either of us.
Well, back to the 2.5. What do you guys think?
What else was changed other than the creeps?
I think the creeps are bad. I'm just gonna throw
Why
that
do you
out
think
there.
the creeps are bad? That's why I basically
They
came
don't have
back.
a significant difference in style.
Other than the color.
You mean between them?
Shape and
Yes.
the weapons and.
I can agree with that. No, I can
There
agree
are
with that.
certain times
They look completely different.
They don't really, though. That's the thing. They both look like little things, and I mean, okay, sure. You have one that looks red and is slightly more orc-like, and one that looks more green and bland and completely freaking boring and looks more knight-like. But for the most part, I'm just not a big fan of the change. I mean, before, and this is kind of the same thing that they did with the towers, as we actually have a little bit of action here. Bottom Gauntlet actually manages to push Magnus out of his team death, and he will go very quickly. And Legionnaire picking up the kill. Now they might chase down Kraken,
would you
who luckily
stop?
for
Why
him
would you
has a
stop?
tsunami charge, but decides to turn around, pull a Reeves, and try for one last hit, but looks like he will be fine.
Classic me. Alright.
Hey, people
Yeah.
that are watching, is Moon Meander awake now or something? Is that what the chat's about? Because that would be funny that we missed
What
him
do
by
we
like
think?
10 minutes.
What do we think about the catapults though? They're pretty
Amazing. Amazing.
They are amazing.
Speaking of
Especially
amazing,
the
Gauntlet
cuddly
is going to
couple
pound
ones.
into Pyromancer. Pyromancer's going to miss his stun, and I do believe that this is going to be a very easy kill for Gauntlet unless he gets completely juked. And it looks like I will be correct in my assessment because I am amazing. As Kraken's going to use a Torn on top of Torturer.
Yeah, is 11 minutes into a game.
Unbelievable, Moon Meander. You disappoint me, sir. As there's actually a really good Kraken ult, but Midas is going to go in there. They're going to get a constellation kill on Torture in the meantime, though. Charge is going to continue for Kraken as he's going to try to get his Torrent off, but cancel it mid-animation for whatever reason. And I do believe that that is the end of that fight.
Okay, so I don't care about that. I want you to go back in time and think to the good old days of Dota, as we'll maybe see a tower.
Oh, God!
Oh, great job at least finishing on the tower.
Oh,
Not only
Valkyrie.
denied, of
Oh.
course, Valkyrie's in a little bit of trouble here as Gauntlet's going to come in from behind and try and scare off. Well, it looks like he's going
Oh,
to try and
oh.
scare off Pyromancer, who doesn't have that much health, only has Shriners
my
and
goodness.
basically no stats items, so 3 little big whacks of his Gauntlet will do it for Pyromancer. Now he's going to continue to chase back Kraken, who actually gets healed by Jereziah.
Too
I
strong,
really don't think
Gauntlet.
they can turn this around, though, just
Oh!
because doesn't really have too much in the way of mana. Not sure what the plan was on that arrow as Gauntlet continues to run away, going into the trees. Glacius hanging out there as well. But
I missed
don't
another
know
kill,
what
are
to
you
do.
kidding
The
me?
thing is we
He was
see
simply
Torture find
peacocking.
himself getting kind of caught in an interesting position. He's going to look to
Whoa.
fall back behind the tower. Alright, these people are being very rude. I want to get back to my point.
2.5?
But more action. Torture's running around. God, just die already. Legion is going to TP in and maybe try and
Oh,
get
God!
off here, pulling people back into a GLHF. So he's basically stuck all by himself,
Oh,
getting
honey.
kind of crapped on a little bit, but it looks like
honey.
he will actually be fun, juking through the trees. This is very unorganized. His Gauntlet comes back in, he actually got a lot of his mana back, so he's looking to take down this Jerizai, who does not have any mana left. His mana ring is up in 1 second though, and he will manage to pop in, throw down a heal. See if they can turn this around and take down Legion Air. No, not quite yet, but one last auto attack from Glacius will do it. Now we have Gauntlet continuing to whack low. I mean, freaking Kraken, just leave him alone, man. Been doing this for the last like 2 minutes of this freaking game.
Oh!
Wow, great ultimate onto Valkyrie before Freshfoe could leap away. Unfortunately, Freshfoe really struggling this game. I mean, what's his gold per minute right now? Actually, not as bad as I thought it was going to be at 150, but he's not having too good of a time.
Every time you say whack, I get hard, so stop doing that, please.
Smacked by any chance for that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Spank?
So you're not into spanking?
Well, if you say spank, that's different. I don't. When I think of smack, I think of a teacher smacking me on the face
Why?
or molesting me.
Good old Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay, so this is
2.5?
all that they did with the
2.5?
creeps. This is all that they did with the creeps. In Dota, you had two awesomely different towers, for example, right?
Original
One
Dota.
is this awesome frickin' tree that launches rocks, and the other is like, I don't even know what it is.
It was just
Some
a
sort of pyramidal towery thing.
it was an
that shoots
undead.
wisps of crap. The point is that they're substantially different in design.
right.
Okay, so go to Han. Now you have two towers that look fundamentally the same, but you can't be like, oh no, they're exactly the same because one's kind of gay and has like leaves and looks naturey, and the other one has a giant glaring skull. But to me, they basically look the same. And that's basically how I feel about the creeps. And I can go back and say, would I rather have the towers be this or the original Dota? And I know that answer is very easy for me as people are dying and I don't care. And I think that answer should be completely easy for literally anyone that has any common sense at all. So there is my case, and
I feel like you
there we go.
constructed that in a way that if anyone disagrees with you, they
That's
have
how he.
zero common sense.
That's how he quote unquote wins arguments. As
Alright,
Midas.
there you feel free to make your argument
Oh!
as people die.
Well, I will say this. I like the creeps. I agree with you that sometimes I actually get confused of which creep is which, but since then I've turned on these. You'll see that the enemies have red mana or red health bars, and the Legion
Yeah,
has
I've never
green,
had issue because
so
of
I don't
that.
have any issue with that. But I will say the towers in Dota 2 and this game are just really disappointing.
You know what's always thrown me off about the towers in Han, though? They have these little stairways that go into them, and the heroes are all huge compared to the towers, so it's like a Derek Zoolander situation, where they're like towers for ants. No one else ever thought about that? Alright.
I'm sorry, what?
No, it's fine.
So initiation from Gauntlet on top of Kraken. Kraken is level 12. Gonna try to charge Gauntlet
Fine.
into nothing, but will get nothing out of it. So nothing will have nothing.
Hey, evidently Moon's trying to get a hold of you on Skype. Is this true?
Yeah, he probably sent me a
Yes.
message. It doesn't matter anymore. This is for. He'll have to wait until he's back from Florida.
3 weeks.
2.
Till we do our next episode.
Well, 2 weeks till he's back, and then
Well,
yeah, a
here
month
we
till
have
we
your
do our
answer
episode.
if this is supposed to be a serious game or not, since spectators and mentors are not allowed in any tournament mode. So, there we go.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That is very true.
So this is just a pickup game, like I said. But this is.
It's
you know,
fun.
have we talked about the MSI
No.
thing a lot?
No. Well, we haven't literally talked about anything, so. I mean, this is the problem when we don't cast very often as far as episodes are concerned, because we get backed up on our stories. And honestly, it was kind of better, not to get back to this, but it's kind of good that we delayed this today, as far as we're supposed to start like an hour before we actually started, because halfway, like 30 minutes in, I exploded. I don't know what I ate, but I completely exploded into the toilet.
No, wait. We're gonna pause here. You can't tell me, in all honesty, this could be history in the making. The first time you have crapped yourself while casting. And think about the amount of views that would get. I mean, we would hear every single moan, groan, squirt, and I can't think of anything that rhymes with squirt that would fit, but whatever. That would be an epic casting event.
Splurt,
As we might have some
Zeno.
action there, as Initiation
Splurt.
goes onto Jersey with an ultimate from Gauntlet,
Wow.
does some double damage as well, doing a lot of damage, and they do manage to finish him off with a fly pick up the kill on Midas. There's a stun coming in onto Torture from Magnus, who kind of slows down Torture from getting into the fight here, and there's a Kraken ult going right onto Midas, so they're going to try and turn this around just a little bit. We do have a haste on Kraken, but they're not really looking to push the advantage. It's kind of odd because they have vision of two heroes in both the sidelines. Kraken's running right up to Legion. Whatever. Whatever. I'm done with you, Kraken. Done with you, Kraken. Done with you, Gauntlet. All these freaking fat strength heroes don't do anything.
Now, although I agree with you, as Magnus almost gets initiated on by Gauntlet, but Gauntlet will get stunned in the meantime, or at the perfect time by Pyromancer. The cleanup is just too much for me to handle. I don't think it's worth it for me individually. Maybe as a group.
Like,
but-
okay, what?
Like,
I mean,
you don't
could
know
just
how
put, like,
demeaning
a
it is.
Plastic bag onto your chair, so at least it wouldn't like permanently soak in and permeate the chair with the.
Well, what about my
foulness
clothes?
That is your. Oh, who cares? Your clothes are disgusting, anyways.
I'm wearing Reeves' clothes.
Oh, all right, I take it back.
You don't have to call them my clothes anymore.
I'm
They're
wearing
Dave's
Reeves'
and you.
clothes.
That's your Christmas present.
That's good.
Yeah, because I've heard nothing but terrible things
Oh.
about your old clothes. As we have
What?
action admitted.
No, my old clothes are very nice. Ed took like
I
a
meant
lot of them.
Shannon's old clothes.
Just
They-
because
I'm
I wear
calling
free
your
shirts.
Clothes, quote unquote, the new clothes.
My clothes are
Even though
good.
they're
I
old.
like wearing. Actually, I am wearing another shirt that I got at a Suns game. This one did not hit me in the face
Was it
though.
launched at you? Okay.
It was
it's
launched.
fine.
No, it was launched. Yes,
Ugh.
but it didn't hit me in the face like the other one. The other one literally
I'm
hit
telling
me
you,
in the
they
face.
They see you in the stands and they're like, look at what that guy's wearing. We need to give him one of these launch t-shirts so that he doesn't look even worse. So my theory is
That's a good strategy, actually.
you're dressed so terribly that the shirts launched out of their potato cannons.
Have you
Look
ever
better.
been to a basketball game? Everybody's dressed
Yes.
that way. Everybody, literally. Like, I
It's
don't
like
see
the
what
one
the
place
problem
they
is.
can get away with it. It's like a
And
brotherhood.
like just gonna go kaploosh.
Ooh, nice ult
The
by
brotherhood
Magnus.
of the brotherhood of the launched shirts.
Oh, Gauntlet's not going to be able to grapple onto anything, and it will die to the Kraken ult in the meantime. Legionnaire will TP out just in time, or blink out just in time. But at bottom,
And
Fresh
then there's
Bro,
Fresh Bro.
going to be pushing that bottom lane, pulling a... there's so many people that do this now.
You know what makes me feel a little bit better? He's building how I build when I'm having a bad Valkyrie game. Just stacking stats. Not even worrying about getting anything of, actual use for later. Just hoping to God your team doesn't fail.
Oh, hey,
you
you can
and
actually turn that into
stack
something now,
stats.
bro.
No, you can do that to anything? Or
Oh,
was just
look what he
the,
picked up. Oh, he just sold it. Oh!
Wow, Fresh Pro. Oh, okay.
He
yeah,
bought a portal
that's what you were
key
talking
and then
about,
sold it
yeah.
immediately.
That would have
That's
been
what that was all about.
hilarious. I
Ooh,
would
Torture's
love
trying
that.
to maneuver his way around the trees here. It's actually interesting to see Nova on Torture. He's definitely playing the support role, though, as Torture, which I'm not a big fan of, but hey, he's definitely able to do that as going to continue. I'm not sure what Legionnaire was trying to do since Jeremiah had the protective charm on Kraken McCracken, but Kraken will not chase. And actually, I'm interested to see if Xeno's behind me now, because he was casting a fight and he seemed a little bit behind me.
Hey, real quick though, can you
Yeah,
turn any
I
of
may or
those?
may not have been alt tabbing a lot, but I'm at 37 now.
I
38.
thought it was just the
I'm at
talisman
41,
that you
42.
could turn into the Grey Block.
I'm sorry, what?
I thought it was just the talisman you could turn into the Grey Blocket. The
That's correct.
Intel one. Okay, well,
I'm talking about the awful,
Why would you say
awful
that?
Django. The bloody Django.
Fresh Pro does pick up a Ice Brand, I guess. So
You don't know what the Django is? The Django ate your baby.
no,
Ate my baby!
no.
You don't know what the Django is?
Who did we have that had the Australian accent that we couldn't get to say that? Soaps. That's
Soaps.
right.
Screw you, Soaps.
Australians are very against saying
Eh.
dingo, actually. I mean, I know Django is different, obviously, but
Django.
we've tried this multiple times with different Australians or New Zealanders, whatever. They're all the same to us.
Reese, what's a
And
Django?
Nobody will say it.
How did none of us think about having that obliterate?
Stop
do it?
avoiding the question, Reeves.
I don't know because I don't play Dota Fail.
What is Django? As Kraken's gonna take a lot of damage. You see the stun coming out from the transmute, if you will, from Midas. There's a Jersey combo. Magnus not doing a lot of damage. Or Legionnaire is the one that's gonna get killed. So right now, a 1-for-nothing trade. That's not really a trade. I guess it could be a trade for nothing. I mean, it's just like the Native Americans and the new Americans. Although they gave him blankets filled with disease, so I guess that doesn't really make any sense. As Valkyrie's gonna get killed. What was it? Malaria? No, it was smallpox.
No,
Smallpox-ridden
like,
blankets.
They got white man sex for terrible STDs, so it's not like.
I think I'm gonna let you guys dig your own grave on this one.
Smallpox. You don't know about that? So anyway, the Django is the Energizer, Reeves.
Oh.
If you didn't know already.
Why would I ever need to know?
Because you said that you can't turn that thing into anything, the Wraith Band, whatever it's actually called. You implied
Right.
that. You turn that into an Energizer.
Oh. Oh, I'm happy we cleared that up.
So how about that patch?
2.5?
Yeah, it was a pretty big patch.
What else did they change?
Well, actually, we haven't talked about
I know they changed
the
quite
one
a bit of
other
stuff, but I
new
can't
item.
remember what else
Yeah?
it was. The Grave Locket. We
Grave
talked about it a
Horseling
little.
Rocket?
Not that one.
Well, we didn't talk about either,
Oh,
technically.
the stupid upgrade for the
Yeah.
shroud.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought it'd be a little bit better than it was. It's pretty worthless so far.
Well, let's
Well,
talk
I-
about your initial
It's really,
reaction.
Really
Zeno.
dangerous on Nomad. I know that seems really silly for him to pick up, and I still.
You just stop talking when you see action, Reeves?
Well,
What's going
nothing's
on?
happening.
What? Nothing's
For me
happening.
yet. Nothing's
I
happening
see.
for me yet.
So-
Oh, there it is. Kraken taking a ton of damage at the bottom. It's gonna go down to the Lego.
Oh, wow, you are literally 15 seconds behind me.
Yeah, that's not good. How does this happen?
Because your
All right.
computer's awful. So Zeno, I was like, what do you think of the new rigged item? And Zeno's like, which one do you mean? I'm like, well, the rigged item. And you assumed I was talking about the agility one, which I don't remember the name of. What is it? Jinjuro, something like that?
Yeah, I don't even know. Either way, it was a fail. It seems like a pretty useless item so far as
Yeah.
these games have gone. For us, at
Well,
least.
for me, it's just the fact that I do like the fact that they're putting the dancing blade into something else, which is something I've been advocating for. But how many heroes actually benefit from Assassin's Shroud? You can name 5 maximum. Like,
Well, yeah,
legitimately
none of
can
them are
pick that up.
agility heroes, so.
Right, well, actually, the only one
Predator?
is maybe Nomad.
True.
But either way, it's
Don't
still,
forget Predator.
it's just not worth getting in most situations. And I mean, I'm fine with situational items, but that's almost not even situation. That's just garbage. The Grave Locket, though, is very good and very cheap.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
really
like you
cheap
can
and
get
it's
that
great on
pretty
any
much.
of the
Yeah.
nukers. Any nuking hero should pick that up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the one thing conceptually I have an issue with is I don't understand the death cooldown reduction when a lot of the people that are getting it are people that aren't farming and
Yep.
aren't getting levels and are support,
It's
and they're
completely
already respawn
random.
in like 15 or 20 seconds.
I
anyways,
completely
'cause
agree.
They're
Completely
under
agree.
level. So I just don't get that, but
It just seems like they're like, we want to add something to it, and let's just pick something completely random
It's
that
like
doesn't
something
really
to make
synergize.
it like you look more unique than it actually really is.
Right.
But
Well,
hey.
you know what though? You could argue it either way though, because even for those Lobby heroes that are going to come back anyways, it's still +3 stats on everything when it's charged, which can be huge for those Lobby.
Well, yeah, I'm
supports.
just saying that addition doesn't make it fit into the role that they seem to want it to fit into. But
think,
I mean, they can respawn faster and go farm a
Oh!
little more, and it still helps. So
Oh!
initiation going, wow, right on to Magnus. He jumps very quickly. A little bit of action here, but not a huge team fight as both teams looking to fall back. The pickoff is just enough for MSI.
Oh, God!
Initiate fly coming in, going right on to Glacius, who does get a nice protective charm. He's looking to TP out, but does
Nope.
not actually get that TP off. Kraken throwing in his ultimate along with Glacius, doing a lot of damage to a couple heroes, and wow, gets a double kill there. So great job by Glacius, at least throwing down some damage, but unfortunately not working out too well for the rest of his team. Kraken comes in, TPs, and takes down Gauntlet. He's going to look and try and chase down Fresh Pro, but he's going to just run right away, and they're not going to go for him. Big ultimate used by Valkyrie to just make sure that everyone gets away, and they all will.
So
They
I'm
lost that
gonna
fight because Hani failed. Just want to point that out.
make one suggestion, and I want your honest opinion. I shouldn't even say that because you give my honest opinion anyway. But what if you can make a Grave Locket out of any of the 3 items: the Bracer, the Agility version, and the.
They'd have to adjust the price of the 3 items.
All right. Aside from that fact,
Well, I feel like that's the only fact holding it back, though.
because as far as
Why would
the cooldown, goes, actually, yeah, I think Even if the price wasn't changed, it would still be good to get.
I mean, you have
regardless.
shit that works with variable buying with, you know, two trinket of restorations versus a life tube, so.
Like, I feel like the heroes that benefit from the cooldown of the timer or whatever, as far as respawn goes, is everyone but intelligence, for the most part. Obviously, that's not completely true, but for the most part, it is. Like, agility heroes are going to be more useful coming back early. Strength heroes are going to be more useful coming back early. So I feel like if they... Although they could still get it with the Amulet of Exile, but I just think it would be more helpful. Anyway, Magnus getting the ultimate here. A lot of damage coming out. Looks like Gauntlet is going to get killed thanks to the Kraken ult. And Kraken's going to continue pounding into Legionnaire himself. And Torch is going to try... Ooh, he gets Cyclone in the meantime. Looks like this might actually be a genocide in the works here. Torture's going to get killed. Legionnaire is probably going to fall as well. Going to get completely cock-blocked here. Midas is going to try to help out. Nice heal, actually. Will run away as Valkyrie. Did somebody buy back? No, nobody bought back. So not even close to a genocide. But a hat trick coming out for good old Cracky McCracken, who we haven't really talked about. Has a Soul's Bulwark, has a PK, and very tanky with the Shaman Centers and Helm Black Legion at this point.
I'm amazed that Kraken isn't banned more often. I feel like he's not banned, and he's in like every single game we watch.
Oh, you can say that about a lot of heroes. I mean, the main problem is who are you not going to ban to ban Kraken instead?
Leave Monarch open.
That's kind of the issue, not necessarily with Monarch per se, but I mean, a lot of the heroes that are being banned either are better for the team you're playing against or just better heroes overall. Hey, Arrow!
Yeah, I just feel like Kraken is kind of becoming an insta-ban. He's so powerful. I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but I still feel like pretty much any of those heroes, like...
Oh, sure, I mean, it's just in the case of Kraken, for example, he's not even a hero that we've seen played to that much success recently. He's obviously been very strong over the last few months, but as far as been playing more often, not so much as we have action. And this poor Pyromets, they're really struggling to get anything going. You're trying to juke around, fly, really putting the pressure on, and it looks like man, this is like a sexual encounter for Sunspan here. All these moans and groans, like what the heck is going on? And the TP out. Unfortunately, didn't let Sunspan finish, which is kind of a douche move.
Yeah, I got blue balls now, what can I say? Gauntlet is here as well, level 16. Most likely...
Oh, Magnus.
I was going to say something before all that happened. Is actually, Magnus gets TP'd on, initiated on. Cyclone is going to be used on himself and will blink out. So very good use there, but he's going to get caught up by Torture. But you see the evasiveness of Magnus, who can stun out and uses Steam Bath in the meantime. But just too much initiation from MSI at this point. Just so many PKs, and it's just disgusting. I mean, boost of travel or post haste on Midas at this point. What do you think about that? And a PK.
Well, it's gonna make his farming ridiculous in the early game since we're not there anymore.
Oh!
I think the other thing that'll allow them to do is because you have a great team fighting team on the Gosu side, they're going to have to group up and basically focus on one lane, so he can be more mobile, push a different lane, and then TP back and help out his team, or immediately, you know, TP to a lane that's pushed up and put a lot of pressure on, so they can't necessarily group up and do these prolonged, like, one lane, gigantic 5-man pushes that, I mean, they're basically doing right now.
I feel like Legion needs to make a push for Rax soon.
Who's going to win this game, Reeves?
Well, that's what I was just thinking about, and if they go on too long, I really think that Hellborn... Valkyrie's just going to keep getting big, and she will eventually start stacking enough damage that she's going to be able to take out some of the people on Legion a little faster. Jerzai's ult's going to really suck for her. These team fights have been so long, I can't say who's going to come out on top, but it's going to be placement. It's going to be placement.
Why don't you go over the items, Reeves?
You just do this when you want to break from talking.
You got a problem with that?
A little bit. Anywho, Jerzai has a Storm Spirit, which I like. I like to see all those CC items. And another Storm Spirit on Pyros. They're really stacking CC, so actually Hellborn's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Let's see, anything exciting. Kraken's going to actually just finish his Demonic Breastplate on my screen. I don't know if that's...
That was quite a while ago. Glacia's going to have CC used on her. Going to use actually a really good Glacial ult there, but it's gonna die in the end. Not that that matters. Legionnaire's gonna die. Magnus, in the meantime, is gonna get off his ult, and where in God's name he go? He went the opposite way of everybody else for some reason. Not able to do anything with his ult. So 1-for-1 exchange in the end there. Obviously coming on top for Legion in this case, since Legionnaire is a little bit better than GLHF at this point in the game. But
Wow, beautiful use of those CC items.
okay, are you
Just
like?
beautiful.
All right, what time are you at?
Just beautiful.
What time are you at,
Just
sir?
beautiful.
I'm not gonna lie, these recent arrows from Fresh Pro, it's like watching DeAndre Jordan shoot free throws. They've been
I don't know what that
pretty
means.
bad.
I don't know what that means.
Well, for the 1 or 2 people, aka Sunspin, that actually get the, maybe they'll appreciate it.
His form is awful.
His form.
Not only that, but they are so far off. I mean, he double clutched an arrow and completely guessed the wrong way that Kraken was going,
Maybe
and
it's the new,
it looked awesome.
Maybe they didn't make the new, because that's the only thing I don't like about the new ult is her arrow is.
Oh, I know.
enormous.
She has a bad grip on the javelin. Like I was gonna
That's
say,
what it
why would
is.
you go with the underhand grip when the side grip obviously is far more accurate in at least this kind of terrain? So that kind of shocked me too.
That's true.
Yeah, anybody that's seen the movie 300 knows that. So.
Yeah, and she's gripping far too close to the base. I mean,
That's
the
what she
tip's
said.
the part that matters. So
You have to at least, if you're gonna grip at the base, you have to use the thumb on the tip.
yeah,
Top of the base. A top of the base.
What are we talking about?
2.5?
whatever you want, Reeves.
Now, you were talking about the arrow from Valkyrie. I think it looks awful. It's way more noticeable now, too. Something I've noticed.
Yeah, but-
I don't think Shannon was there with us for that joke.
For a few other people that happen to cheat and use like custom models and
Whoa.
stuff, I mean, this is an issue for
Red
things
light.
as it is. As Magnus might find himself in a little trouble, he does have an eye, so he does not want to lose that. He's doing a great job of at least utilizing. Oh, wow, he's cutting that one a little bit closer than I thought he would, but does manage to blink away. Now Valkyrie has to leap back into the Ancient Creeps, and the entire MSI team is going to fall back here towards their old secret shop, AK now Observatory. Very useful.
Oh, I thought I heard Valkyrie.
I'm just watching the observatory to stare straight up into
Ooh,
the sky.
As initiation going to happen here.
Valkyrie that they can't do anything with.
Alright, if you're going to take it, Reeves.
Now I'm not sure how far behind I am
I don't care. Just take it.
because of your angry sigh. Well, nothing happened, so
Yeah, nothing's
Luckily-
happening. Absolutely
luckily
nothing.
we're fine.
Yeah, we're good. Literally nothing's happening.
Alright, so it looks like both teams are fine, and they're all going to go back and not have a team fight at all, and nobody's actually dead
Actually,
right now.
now something's happening. But see, I
Call
feel
it.
like-
Call it, Reeves, now. Call it.
Might just
Call it.
died. Kraken ult not really doing anything but clearing a whole creep wave, which is, that's some money, so that's good. Torture coming in, doing a ton of damage to Pyro. He does
More
get frozen
excited.
by GLHF. Oh god, Legion team just gets demolished.
There you go. That's actually good.
Oh man, Magnus going down as well. This is gonna be a genocide. Kraken's not gonna make it out.
Is it going to be a genocide? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
You think so?
He's not
Oh
gonna
my
make
god,
it
you're
out.
right. Oh my god, you're right!
Wow, what a
It's
great
just gonna
frickin'
take
team
forever.
fight.
Finally, a torture stun, and there goes Kraken.
Yeah,
And
that
here
was a huge team fight there 2 minutes ago, as we're now at 38-10 into the game.
you
You
saw
assholes, I knew it.
And now Conquer is going to be slowly hacked away at, spanked, and smacked by
How does this
MSI.
happen?
So they're going to probably take down Conquer and get the token, which will help them out. That was actually a huge turnaround from MSI, because they were down a little bit before that team fight in kills and gold and experience, although maybe not experience. And they've really managed to kind of turn this game around from where it was maybe 8 to 10 minutes ago, where you actually had Gosu Gaming Awesome Team, aka Legion, slightly in the lead.
4 to 6 minutes ago for me.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So token lock being picked up
so
on Midas
what
there.
time are you guys at? Just out of curiosity.
Basically 39 minutes.
38, 58,
Oh dear.
39 minutes. I was going to say something, but you guys keep interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
What was
What
I
were you
gonna
going to say?
Oh, how dare people interrupt you?
I agree. Thanks, Reeves. Appreciate your
Oh,
support.
Let's be silent while he thinks of it.
I really don't know. It was something good. I had something really good to say. Very insightful as usual, as people are used to on sunsfancasting.com. Oh, yes, there it is. All right, Hani bringing
So
out
what
the.
do we think of
Shut up!
what's going on at...
Look, hit,
That's really
hit
interesting.
Z,
Actually, 2.5,
hit Z.
I mean,
No.
what the heck is going on
Hit Z.
here? As, wow. really very informative from Sunspainter, actually teaching us that when you press certain keys, they do things. And apparently pressing Z brings up a chat window, which I don't see anything irregular on. No macros being used at all, so I'm not really sure why I wanted to do that.
Now here you see the effect of Hani playing with somebody like a Moon Meander. You just got dumped on. You see? It looks like a truck. Eh?
Eh.
Eh?
Oh yeah, look at that. I saw that a couple times. I didn't know what it was until you said.
It's from Moon Meander himself. The macro king. He actually just got a bunch of new macros. It's very fun to watch him crap on people.
Still uses the red G's more than anything else.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's what he was getting banned for most, was the red G's, so I think he hasn't ceased operation, but definitely toned it down to a certain extent. So how about we go over the items, Reeves? Items?
Well, Valkyrie, since last time I talked about her, has picked up a Nullfire Blade, but who knows when that was. Midas, pretty much, except for the boots, kind of building him how I would with the tablet, and he's got his ring, of course, the PK, which is fun times, happy smiles for me.
Basically, other than... Oh, nice deny by No Tail. I was going to blink out just in time, but he's going basically no... Other than the Grave Locket, has no stats.
Yeah, well, I would like to see more... Like, the Legion is doing a great job picking up the, you know, the Storm Spirits and the major CC items. Hellborn's just kind of stacking tablets, which is good. You know, you only need a couple though, and they have like 3 or 4 right now.
You can never have enough tablets. Keep going, Reeves.
Well, that's pretty much all that's changed since the last time you made me do this.
No, there's more. And Torture is stuck in the terrain here.
No, I refuse. This is boring for everyone, including me.
Reeves, items.
Yeah, this is demeaning.
Torture
He's
items.
going to be
This is
talking
just
to the
boring
union,
for everyone.
So we've had enough of your abusive behavior towards Reeves. Standing up.
I imagine Lego is going for a heart someday,
That's what you get, Reeves.
but Hani's going to need to land his taunt for that to be effective.
Yeah, but Reeves was late today. so
5
I guess-
minutes late. That's what he
Yeah.
deserves.
Then I came back and you left for 20 minutes.
I had to crap. Alright?
Listen, okay? You can't discriminate against people who have disabilities. And showing up late for no reason isn't a disability. Having explosive diarrhea at random times throughout every single day of your life,
No,
I think
I'm
that can
sick.
be a
I need
legitimate
my
disability.
sleep.
You always say you're sick. I don't want to hear it.
I've been sick since we got back from NASL.
It's been like 2 weeks, Reeves. Get over it. God. Unless you picked up AIDS, you have no excuse. Or herpes.
Well, I don't remember a lot from that party, but I was all over day 9.
Yeah, day 9 did give you a massage. We haven't talked about this in a cast, have we?
No, we haven't.
Why don't you talk about it?
Well, everybody.
Well, first
Dream
thing...
came true.
No, first, let's start it off correctly. We got to NASL, and we were literally too scared to go say hi to day 9
Yeah, we
because
put it off for like 2 days, I think.
yeah, it was serious. Like, I had no problem saying hi to anybody else, but day 9 I was legitimately, you know, starstruck by. Like, it's like going to say hi to a basketball player, which
I
I've
kind
only
of
done a
wish
couple
you
times.
hadn't met him in retrospect, but we'll get to that.
Shut up. All right, you can take the rest, worthless monkey.
Well,
Yeah, that
finally,
sounded horribly awkward even listening to the story.
It wasn't that bad.
it was so
Well,
awkward.
Reeves made it sound horribly awkward.
I was
Anyways,
not.
go ahead.
It was awkward for
He's
me.
gonna make it sound worse than it actually was, but go ahead.
Just the look he gave you was...
He gave me no look. That's the
utter
thing.
look, yeah, such an utter look of just uncaring disgust. But anywho, so was it the last day? Was it the no? It was the day before the final day of NASL, and we're like, well, he's too hard to get a hold of because he's too fucking popular, and he's always surrounded either by tech guys or fanboys. So we're like, let's just join the hour-long line that everyone else is in to get an autograph. But we aren't gonna get autographs because I mean, come on, we're casters. We just want
We
to,
don't
you know,
stoop
meet
to that level of fanboyism.
as fellow casters. We just want to meet him, so we end up standing in line for like, I don't know. We're in and out of the line because we're gonna be the last ones to see him anyways. For like an hour. It's a really long line. He's a popular guy.
All right, that's a complete lie. Go ahead.
No, the line.
Oh!
What's a complete lie?
Wait, what did you say? Continue.
You don't even know what I said.
That's gonna have a big fight here.
Terrified of
Right
the story I'm
now.
about to tell.
Right now, Pyromancer dies right away, and that's gonna be a big loss for them. Actually, Jersey uses his ult pretty early, as they weren't really in that much trouble. As Magnet's not gonna bring up his ult. Gonna use it on basically Midas, Gauntlet, and Legionnaire, doing a ton of damage. But and actually, this can be enough to take the Hellborn to make MSI back up here. So a great job by Legion, actually waiting for their spells. Other than the Jerazai ult, that was kind of questionable.
Is Mike messing up for you too, Zeno, or just me?
They're gonna actually manage to
messing
maybe
up?
turn this around. Ghost has to be a little bit more careful as now. He seemed just fine to me.
What am I lagging?
Something
Nope.
like that.
At least not for me. Anyways, we might have a little bit of initiation onto Glacius from Legionnaire. He gets taken down, also followed up by Fly. Hani picks up the kill though, and it looks like it's just going to be a 2v3 now. And
Okay,
I
good.
kind of
Back
wonder
to
if they're
day
going
nine
to do
story.
things as very interesting, Reeves, that, you know, a very good item picked up actually by
Day 9!
a certain person. Actually, can you tell me what item was just picked up?
Gauntlet picked up
starts with an
another
H.
demonic.
Nope, starts with
No,
an H.
that was Kraken with the
Starts with
demonic.
an H, Reeves.
H? Who has it? 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 As I click on everyone looking for H item. I'm assuming somebody has a health flower somewhere, but I can't find it.
Close.
Where? I don't... I give up. I don't see it.
It's not Hellflower.
Yeah, it's like one of the most important items in the
I don't
game.
see any H items.
Think. Reach deeply into your soul.
Reach
They're
deeply
staring at you
into my
like two
horse.
glaring, angry orbs of death.
Two angry orbs of death.
Or more than two.
Just- Okay. People that are messaging me, help me.
Maybe
I can't
6
believe
orbs of
this.
death.
Dude.
I really don't. I don't see it. That's amazing.
Focus, Reeves. Focus deeply.
Okay, I'm summoning all my chi.
Alright.
All right.
Now, I want you
Midas
to think
doesn't have it.
and
For
gently
sure.
caress your balls.
Oh,
And imagine
why
they're
am I doing
charged
this?
with
I feel like I'm
sparkling
on-
energy.
This is like a chat hotline now.
Reeves, I'm not
Okay.
wearing any pants.
Narrow it down. Well, okay. Narrow it down to what team I should be looking at.
Actually, I think both teams have
Yeah,
picked
they
up
both
this
have
item.
one.
Okay, both teams have one. All right. Starts with an H.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. I don't see it.
Just focus, Reeves. Start going through all the items.
Unless you're cheating.
What?
Is there an H somewhere in it? But it doesn't.
Are you lagging? Is he disconnecting his
Yeah.
internet so he doesn't have to answer this question?
What happened?
Typical Reeves.
What's
Typical.
going on?
Oh god.
You're on the hook for this, kid.
I don't know what's happening.
Should we even tell him? Like seriously.
I don't even know at this point.
Alright, so anyways, fight's gonna occur here. I can't even do it anymore. I can't even do
Homecoming
it.
stone. Homecoming stone.
Now, did you look in the chat?
Yes.
Alright.
But you said items, and homecoming stones are like. Those are like.
No, it's not an item.
Yeah. You said it was
Anyways.
important.
It is important. Question, or arguably could be the most important item in the game, Reeves.
Hellfire.
Alright, how about you continue with the day 9 story? After the long hiatus.
Anywho, so we wait in line for however long it was, and we get up to day 9, and we're surrounded. We've got most of the Han people around us too, and everybody's just saying hi and trying to act like they know him, but he has no recollection as he shakes any of their hands. So I feel a little bit better about meeting him. And
No, he knew Phil.
yeah, he knew Phil, I guess, but other people tried to act like they knew him, and he didn't seem. Quit interrupting me. Anywho.
Continue with the day 9 story.
So we get up to day 9. I think I met him before you. I think I shook his hand and just said, he treated me like anybody else, so it wasn't anybody. I was like, oh my guys, I watch you all the time, and you're so awesome, I just want to touch you. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. And then Shannon comes up, and the first thing he does after, hey, how's it going? I'm Sunspan, I cast for honcast.
No, I didn't. What up?
People call me people call me June 9.
not day.
And he just said, okay, and smiled, shook his hand, and just had this look of just wiped, just zero interest at all in what Shannon had said.
Alright, All I have to say in my defense is you made up like half that story, but that's fine. I understand your exaggeration. A huge magma missile coming out. Wow,
Wait,
3 gonna
what's
die
up?
right off the bat there. Gauntlets can actually continue the pressure this time on Magnus, but Magnus I think has the upper hand here. But now that Legionnaire's in the fold, I don't know if he has the advantage now. So he's gonna use Cyclone on himself. Gauntlet is very, very low. Nice heal from Midas, gonna help heal up Gauntlet enough to get the kill onto Magnus himself. Oh, Gauntlet's ult's up again. Jesus horse, man. What is this? What is this? A genocide for MSI out of nowhere. And that was a buyback by Midas, by the way. So using those post haste there to the best ability. Looks like they're gonna get this Rax.
Over. That was a nice effort.
So the things that you made up, was the fact that I for some reason did not mention that I was a caster. So it's just like some fan coming up to him saying they call me June 9. Like who would care if some fan is called June 9? That was the major problem.
And I'll never forget because while you were shaking his hand, looking deeply into his eyes, I was just to the side seething that you had embarrassed the shit out of me.
Why? I don't understand why that would embarrass you of all people. There's an entire group of people.
Listen, you ruined any chance of having a long-term relationship.
Yeah, but anywho, I got some great pictures with him afterwards, and we'll get those up eventually. And Shannon actually had a really good picture with him where both of them are smiling, unlike my
speaking of pictures, I mean, you wrote like a freaking blog thing for every single day you're there, which is actually up on GLHFcasting.com right now, so you can always go take a look at that as well.
But I didn't put up the day 9 pics, is what I was saying. I haven't. You'd know that if you read my blog, you fucking liar. Anywho, later that day, we were going to some, like, later that night, sorry.
Evening!
Later that evening, we were going to some after party. We were going to an after party with a bunch of people, and, it was like the Twitch after party, okay? And a bunch of the StarCraft guys were there, a couple of the Han people, not many of the Han teams, like, we actually passed, like, 3 parties on the way to this party.
Idra was there, and Day 9 were there.
So, Idra was there, and we walk in and I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if Day 9 was there? And lo and behold, Day 9 is sitting on a bed, flirting really hard with this super cute chick. And then later, by the way, he lost complete interest in her and just started giving random people a massage. And I got one, and it was the best thing ever. That's pretty much the whole story.
Yeah, so just to paint a picture for people, it was a hotel room, maybe 20 people. And Day 9 was sitting on a bed with a bunch of other people, and Idra was on the other bed with a bunch of Asians just literally crawling all over him.
Yeah,
Asian girls, it is.
Just tons of Asians crawling all over Idra.
Now, Day 9 had the only, for me at least, the only attractive person that I would want to pursue at least.
So
I never had the balls to. And she was just a white chick. Just a random white chick. Not to be racist, but...
I saw it as a challenge.
Yeah, so Reeves was basically... He was a lot like me at parties, very awkward and not sure what to say.
And I never am. Ask Sunspan. I'm never awkward.
He's always awkward at
parties. I've been
parties.
with him.
Anyways, just like that, Kraken gets ostracized out into the,
Did you just say that? Did you just say ostracized? That is the worst usage of that word.
Casino.
I was trying to somehow make Kraken into Reeves at the party, and then I got distracted by watching my other monitor at the same time.
That makes a little more sense then. Makes a lot more sense actually.
Anywho, yeah, it was amazing. Best night ever.
But yeah, how about that party?
Well, it was like Shannon is standing in the corner with Phil and Xander and a couple other people, and they just look over and see, or no, I was standing next to Xander, so they all look over and just see like all of our arms around each other, Day 9 included, giving each other massages. And I'll never forget the look Phil gave me.
What did Day 9 tell you when he started massaging you?
Not the bone, not the bone.
Wait, what?
I
thought he said
massaging his bone.
You were massaging him?
I was.
Oh, I thought he massaged. I only saw the part where he massaged you, and I thought
we
he
were
came.
massaging each other.
All right, so just tell me if this is a complete fabrication or not, because this is what I assumed. Because this is what you told me, and knowing how you've completely exaggerated these stories, I don't know what's true anymore. But what you told me was when he came up to you and started massaging you, he said, "Just let it happen." Is that a lie?
I don't remember telling you that.
Is that a lie?
It wouldn't be a lie.
You cannot confirm or
since
deny
I never
this
told you that.
All right, so it's a lie.
What?
As we're looking at a
Yes,
game that was
yes,
not
the
just
thing
cast.
that you completely made up is in fact a lie.
Why would I make something like that up? It doesn't make sense.
I'm as confused about it as you are.
So anyway, it was fun. NASL was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, towards the end of the party, I had to take a major crap. And apparently you're just not allowed to take a crap in the same hotel room as the party. Plus, it would have taken me 20 minutes anyway, so it's probably the best that I went downstairs and defiled that toilet, so...
Leaving me alone to my antics.
But yeah, for people that live in California, like seriously...
I was wasted that night by the time we left.
Yeah.
Nerves on top of meeting day 9. I was drinking Crown Royal Black like no tomorrow.
Yeah, for people that live in California, it's... I don't know how you do it. I've never had to pay for parking at a hotel before. I've never had to pay for them to... Like, if you don't take the paper they give you in the morning, they charge you 75 cents or something like that. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Well, here's the weird thing, though, is like, just to clarify, they're staying at a Hilton, and this isn't like a California thing. Like, that was just the Hilton thing, because, for example, when we went down there before and stayed at a hotel, just because I was bored and you always sleep in for like a million hours, like, they wouldn't make you pay for a lot of that stuff. So it was a little bit interesting to see that what I would consider a relatively... It's not a high-end hotel, but it's not like a trash hotel either, would have... you feel insulted. It's not so much that it's a lot of money, it's like it's insulting to you. It's like, seriously, I'm staying at your hotel and you're charging me 75 cents for this god-awful paper, so you have to come pick it up.
Alright, so somebody in the chat is saying 75 cents is outrageous, and obviously they're being sarcastic, but you have to keep in mind this. They give you a paper, they leave it at your door. If you do not take the paper, you get charged. If you take it, it's free.
Well, exactly. And
How
this goes
does that make
back
any sense?
to our original conversation we had a long time ago. If hotels would spend just a little bit of money to make you feel warm and welcome and wanted, they would get so much more as far as business. And we're talking about this. Okay, if there's a hotel that gives you one free bottle of water and a gigantic full-size Snicker bar on your pillow when you walk in, you would be like, holy shit, this hotel is awesome, even if it wasn't even awesome at all, just because they gave you, like, probably what to them is like $1 of free stuff. So, come on. Like, you hotel people gotta pay up a little bit. And
Even if they walked you in and were like, there's your free Snickers and free water, and that guy in the corner is Marcel, he'll be raping you later. You'd still be like, oh my god, best hotel. I mean, the rape's gonna suck, but check this out. The Snickers and the water, this is great.
Delicious.
The rape's gonna suck, though, but I got this Snickers.
Well, keep in mind that on top of all that, it's California, and the cheapest thing we could get to eat is like $12, and it's just, I'm just not used to that. I think that's ridiculous.
Really too bad you guys didn't go to that Marie Callender's.
We should tell the story of me accidentally falling for the trap.
Go ahead.
The breakfast trap. So, it's the first night after the hotel, and I didn't sleep very well, so I was up, like, at seriously 4 a.m., and I was reading through, like, the menu because I was hungry, and I'm like, oh, they start breakfast at, like, 5. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just wait till then and I'll go down, thinking it's going to be, like, continental or, like, whatever, and it would look like every other hotel I've ever been to. Like, oh, there's biscuits and stuff, and you can take something and just leave. So I go down there, and I see there's a buffet laid out, and I'm like, oh, nice, and there's people just eating. I don't see any waiters. I see people literally, like, finish their food, get up, and leave. I don't see any payment happening. So I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. I guess you can just eat. So I go in there, and this Mexican guy is like, oh, hello, please seat. RCC, and I'm like, oh, okay, great. Like, and they're like, what would you like to drink? And I'm like, oh, I'll just have water because you'll probably charge me for anything else. So I don't want to do that. He's like, well, help yourself to the buffet, and I'm like, great. One sec.
Great story.
Very interesting. I think, Shannon, just for our viewers, we need to clarify something. I'm gonna need you to go to Skype and just watch this video at the end of our stream.
Okay. Anywho, sorry, I was intruded on in my bedroom. But anywho, so I go to the buffet and I'm like, wow, this is a really nice buffet. There's like, I think that's caviar. I've never seen it before, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is because I watch the Food Network sometime and it looks like that.
Too bad.
And they have like capers, and then I take like 2 pieces of sausage, like some toast, and a couple of like potatoes. And I'm like, okay, that'll fill me up. And I go and sit down and I eat. And as I'm sitting, I notice the guy going around, can I get your room card, sir? And, like, everybody's handing him their room cards. So I'm like, oh, no. that explains why no one's paying. And I like eat as fast as I can because I'm like, I might bounce out of here. And I'm like, fuck, I can't do that because I seriously am living here for like the next 4 days. And I'm like, so, this isn't free, is it? And he goes, oh, no, sir. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just take my bill then. And meanwhile, keep in mind, I've had like 2 pieces of sausage, a piece of toast, a couple potatoes. That's it. Like, mediocre at best. Like, I didn't have any of the fancy shit on the buffet. He brings me my check, $17. $17. So, I stare at it, I finish my water, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna start stealing shit, and I'll bring it up to Shannon, and I won't feel like I paid so much. And I realize they're smart, because there is no way for me to sneak any food out of here. Like, everything is like, it's like, nothing's paper. It's all like cloth napkins and stuff. So I'm really embarrassed, and I end up just leaving and, like, not eating for the rest of the day because I spent all my money on my continental so-called breakfast.
Yeah,
so GG Hilton, well played.
Yeah, they definitely bent you over, no doubt about it.
Breakfast trap. It's a trap.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever go to a Hilton again as long as I live.
Exactly. All because they screwed you over, kind of. For
Well, they make you pay to park
items.
there.
Yeah,
They make you
$11
pay
a
to
day
eat
to
that
park.
crappy
Ooh.
breakfast.
Ooh. Here's the thing, it's $11 a day out in the middle of absolutely fuck all nowhere. It's like, dude, I
Yeah.
can go park in like a million other places right now. What the heck?
Yeah, and that's what we did. Well, no, not there, but the other Hilton that was close to the convention center, instead of paying for parking at the convention center, we just parked at the other freaking Hilton, which was a Downsy version of the Hilton. It was like a DoubleTree Hilton, so they didn't have the same like garbage pay for your parking crap and all that stuff. So just
I
ridiculous.
like the DoubleTree ones.
Yeah, that was
Essentially,
fine.
they're basically
Yeah.
saying, oh, people that stay here are really rich, so they won't care that we overcharge
Yeah,
them for
exactly.
everything.
Like when I say Down syndrome DoubleTree, I just mean from their eyes. Like for me, I'd prefer the DoubleTree because you don't have to pay for all that crap. So
Well, exactly. And
But
again,
keep in
it's
mind
like,
also that Shannon would never take me to get food, no matter how much I begged, so...
so he basically starved you. Maybe he thought you needed
oh, okay. Let's tell this story. So
I don't want to tell this story.
it's 4 a.m. Yes, Reeves?
Ish.
4 a.m. I need
Ish.
to get up at 7 a.m. to cast. He legitimately gets very angry with me because I'm going to bed at 4 instead of taking him to Denny's. He
I
was
really
legitimately
drunk
upset.
at the time.
No, even the next morning. By next morning, I mean 3 hours
I
later
would've
when we
done it
woke
for
up.
you.
That is ridiculous. Like I was just telling him, that is a ridiculous thing to say that I'm not being a good
4
friend.
a.m. yet, first of all.
All right, 3:30.
It was already really late, yes, but I said, I'll call on the way, we'll simply swing by, I'll grab my food, then you can go to sleep.
You make it
Really
sound like
easy.
okay, right?
I already had the number, and you still just said adamantly no, and I knew I'd be really sick if I didn't get food in me, so I ended up throwing up all night, and a good friend would have taken me to Denny's.
Zeno, would you have done
I
that?
would have taken you to
Would you actually have?
That, I
If
think
I
I
was,
said that. I'm like, Zeno would have done it.
No,
Zeno
I
would
was
have taken
in
me
my
to
boxers in bed.
No,
trying to
we
go to
were in
sleep.
Phil's room.
Well,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
that's right, that's right.
different expectations of our sleep, so I probably wouldn't have had any issue with it.
No,
I would
and
have been
that's what,
annoyed.
that's what I was most mad about, though,
But-
is we were just hanging out in Phil's room.
I
And
was about
asked
to go
him,
to
and
bed.
he said no, and then 30 minutes later, I was like, we could have been back by now.
Yeah, well, I mean, well, I guess in Reeves' defense, Chan got very upset, well, not very upset, somewhat upset with me anytime I go to bed at like 2, so, I mean, he kind of, he should owe you one, I think, in regards to
All right,
that.
all I have to say is you're
I
both
just knew
100%
that I would do
wrong.
it for him, and he wouldn't do it.
Like
at
there
all.
is
Well,
no
He wouldn't even
excuse.
think about it.
I'm doing
Yeah.
a cast
No, no, no,
the
no.
next
Here's
like
the thing,
3
though, you
hours
weren't
from now.
asleep. You weren't asleep. You were in the process of starting to go to sleep. So
Right.
it'd basically be one more thing before going to sleep. If you were already
Exactly.
in bed and trying to go to sleep, and then he wanted you to get back up and go.
All right, keep in
to
mind
Denny's,
that
then I can
it's
understand.
not like Denny's was next door. I had to take the freeway to go to Denny's.
It was like 5 minutes away.
That's not true.
You get on the
We
freeway,
calculated
exit
it.
immediately.
8 minutes each way.
I'm sorry, 8 minutes each way.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my
Alright.
5-minute remark was just outlandish.
Well, we'll have to settle this in an epic battle of thumb wars a little bit later.
No,
but I think
I'm
that's
sorry.
gonna have to wrap
I know
this
I'm
up.
stubborn.
We're gonna have to wrap
No,
this
no,
up.
I know I'm stubborn,
have
but
to
there
wrap this up,
nobody in their right mind would have gone.
No,
and
I
Zeno
asked
would
you-
not have done that. There's
I
no way.
asked you once
I
you
would
got
not
out of the
normally
car.
do that. I'm just saying, it would be a nice thing to do, and you do nice things to people every once in a while, so
No.
they're not like, oh,
Well,
this guy's a
okay,
douche.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine to do nice things for people, but when somebody, if I'm doing a nice thing for him, he's doing something awful to me because I'm going to be dead tired the freaking next day
Well,
in
no,
3 hours for
you're
casting.
You're already
I
going to
asked
sleep
you
at
as
4.
soon as
We
we
got-
arrived at the hotel.
this-
the first
no,
time I
I was
asked,
waiting-
We went and hung out in Phil's room for like an hour.
That is a lie. It was 15 minutes in Phil's room. We were waiting for you to leave the party
Alright,
for an
as
hour
the adult
while I was trying to go to
situation,
bed.
We're ending this
Alright.
conversation for now. I know you're both are
I'll
very
kill
upset.
you.
This seems a little bit like a bitter subject
Stupid
for
monkey.
both of
Like,
you.
seriously. Ridiculous.
And it's
Am I
not
playing
like
this thing or something?
I don't completely understand what Shannon's saying, because obviously I would want to go to sleep if I was casting the next day too. Anyways, thank you so much for watching episode 52. It was fun to get to
Oh, here, I'm
argue
watching
and basically
DeAndre
hear
Jordan.
Stories. Oh, there we go. This is what I meant comparing Freshto's arrows to something. I'm just gonna enjoy this.
All right, I love you all. I have to go.
Anyways, Reese has to go. We have to go. Shannon has a very special meeting in right about now. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for our sponsors at Dr. Pepper at Cherry. Kiss the cherry in every Dr. Pepper.
I can't believe the announcers are literally making fun of him. They're
know,
literally
it's
laughing.
awesome. So, alright guys, it was fun, it was happy, it was sad, we cried and laughed. Thank you so much, and this is CSI, the Sunspan, and Reeves for Good Luck Have Fun Casting. That's GLHFcasting.com, or Facebook.com/GLHFcasting, or anything else you want to go find us at. We're on Twitter too, blah blah blah. Hopefully we'll be doing some more casts soon. That's all.
Get on my horse, I'll take you around the universe and all the other places too.
Think you'll find that the universe pretty much covers everything.
Shut up, woman, get up my horse.